Hello, and welcome to Fan of Fiction. Today I will be reviewing A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This book is a fairy spin on Beauty and the Beast. Farah made a promise to protect her family no matter the circumstances. But in the middle of winter, when money is scarce and food is scarcer, a promise like that can be hard to keep. So when she sees a deer being chased by an abnormally large wolf deep in the woods, she can't pass up the opportunity to fill her family's empty bellies. But that means killing the wolf, the magical wolf, as well. Suddenly, Farah is being whisked away from the only world she has known, to the fairylands of Prithian, meant to atone for the murder of a fairy. The longer she stays in this world, the more she gets entranced by it, and by her captor, a handsome fae wearing a bejeweled mask. But it turns out that his face isn't the only thing he's hiding. The fairy world is getting more dangerous by the second, and if Farah doesn't want to lose everything she's known, she'll have to go right into the thick of it. This series is one of my favorites, which is saying a lot. I love this book for so many reasons, but especially for the way Maas made sure every detail counted. Everything built up perfectly to the climax. If you wanted to, you could read it as a standalone, but the exploration of the world and the rest of the series, as well as some of the characters that are introduced, are so good that I definitely would recommend reading the entire thing. Now for some pros and cons. The first half of the book doesn't contain much action, which can throw a lot of readers off. The world building also isn't very great because it only focuses on two main parts of the fairy world. This is because we're seeing the world from the point of view of Farah, who learns about it as it goes along, but this can also be off-putting to some readers. In the first part of the book, Farah is desperate to get back to her family, but for some reason these feelings cease way too abruptly to be understandable. And the other changes her personality undertakes are also very hurried, making her character development not very good. Some pros are that the enemies to lovers trope is included, as well as a slow burn romance. It also features a curse, which some readers may be very into. I know I enjoy reading books with curses. The first half of the book follows the Beauty and the Beast plot fairly closely, but then deviates entirely in the second half. The small details referencing the original fairy tales are really fun to find, while the action filled second half is very refreshing and new. Also, fairies. I absolutely love reading books with fae, especially when I get to compare their traits across books. For readers looking for a fresh look on fairies, this is definitely a good book to read. This book was very good, and if you enjoy it, and even if you don't, I advise at least taking a look at the sequels. The series as a whole is much better than ACOTAR by itself, in my opinion. The novella A Court of Frost and Starlight is unnecessary to the plot, while A Court of Silver Flames takes the series in a new direction entirely. These two books are for readers who want more of their favorite characters, specifically minor characters, from the first three books. For other Beauty and the Beast retellings, take a look at Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. Thank you for watching Fan of Fiction.